and welcome back to part 2, episode 12 of Top Rope Rowdy. This is our big Indy part here.
Yes.
As we get ready to go to the SWA show, the WrestleMania
of the Gulf Coast.
Of the Gulf Coast. Our second,
May the 31st.
Our second WrestleMania, May the 31st, yes.
And our second event going and interviewing talent. The first one, episode, I believe, 8, is Lost in Space.
Yeah, it's Lost in Space.
But we will be filming those interviews.
And
refueling as we drive to Florida.
Yes.
But we will be refilming those interviews as well as hopefully some more interviews. And
yes,
we'll
we got a few little feelers going out, and hopefully we'll get a lot more.
Yes, hopefully we'll get a lot more interviews, and we'll have some new stuff that we did not plan for the last time.
Right.
That we're kind of going to add to it this time, and I think it's going to be a whole lot better.
Maybe
it was meant to be that we lost the first one.
Maybe so.
But we will be eventually going back to Mossy Head, and we'll get some interviews from some more of their talent.
And probably Daytonville and a few other places close by. So, let's just go over the card again, because we did last week. Let's try it again and a few little talk about cards here. We're going to start off. I mean, it looks the way they're going to start off with a Super 6 match.
I'm very excited about this one.
I am. That's the way to start off a WrestleMania.
Of course it is, because I mean,
you bang it right there.
You got some high flyers, and you got some technical people, and you got some larger people that'll slow the thing down. You know, you've got Billy Ray's, who I'm voting for to win this, taking on Shane Gibson, taking on Chris Ty.
That's my pick.
Versus Dunham, versus Slade, versus the Cali Kid.
I think Chris is going to take it all.
I think Chris is going to get it.
And he'll probably pin your guy.
I think he'll pin Billy Ray.
Yes, he will.
But we'll see. And then, of course, the next match is the iconic beast Minotaur taking on the gender-bending and apparently very controversial Dan Delicious. I read an article, and apparently his gimmick is very controversial, but you know what? Controversy creates cash.
That's right.
So,
and I think his controversy will make Minotaur a little edgy.
It will make him a little edgy.
May knock him off his game, and I believe Dan Delicious will pick up the victory.
You think so? So you think it might be a Gold Dust Ahmed Johnson?
Minus the kiss. Minus the kisses. Yes.
Minus the kiss, but just
if he does kiss him, he definitely going to get the win.
But you're saying he's just going to kind of freak him out a little bit,
I think so. A little rubbing here and there and everywhere. I think that'll freak the big man out, and he'll be off his
game. I'm going to say Minotaur. I'm picking Minotaur on that one.
Yeah, because that may switch. He may rub him, and that may piss him off enough.
Piss him off. And
he may squash poor Dan Delicious.
I mean, he is an iconic beast.
Yes.
And then the next one is probably, out of all these, one of the top ones that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the Super 6 one.
Yes.
But this one right here would be the very next one.
It's going to be really fast-paced.
It's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exhilarating. There's going to be action everywhere. Yes. It's going to be Lince Dorado taking on Lucha Lacora. Now, we've seen Lucha Lacora in action.
Yes, and people love him.
He can go. I'm telling you, it was deafening.
You
could not hear yourself think during that match. And after the match, I mean, when he first came out, he just came back from injury. He's been out for months.
Yes.
And so the people didn't expect him. It was an open challenge. And everyone was so excited. I mean, it was insane how loud that small little room was. You would think that room, it wouldn't be able to be that loud. But my gosh.
I believe Lucha's going to take it.
I do too. Lucha Lacora is going to take it. He's up on the upswing again. He's coming back up, into action again, and he's really been doing very well in the indie scene. Of course, our next match is our guys that we interviewed, and they've helped us out.
Yeah,
I've traveled with one of them, hung out with another one. It's going to be the Asphalt Cowboys of Zane Stevens, Justin Overstreet, taking on the Arrogant Americans. Now, I don't know much about the Arrogant Americans. I've seen them on the poster.
They may win, but we're gonna be homers here. We're gonna go for the Asphalt Cowboys.
Of course, we're gonna go for the home guys.
We're gonna be the homers here.
We're gonna go for people that we know, people that we can count on.
Right.
And we're gonna go with the Asphalt Cowboys.
Now you got Billy Ray's brother, Scotty Ray's, taking on Aaron Epic.
Yes.
In our next contest. I think you took the brother, didn't you?
I did take Scotty Ray's.
And I believe before we talked about it I took Epic, and I still believe Epic's going to take the win.
Take Aaron Epic. And our next one is Paul Jourdain, and which I've understood that he's worked for WWE and NXT and FCW when it was FCW.
Good, huh?
So that's pretty good. Taking on Kyle Matthews, who I've heard has been around in the independent scene a lot. So it's a toss-up.
It's a toss-up.
But if you see the picture of Kyle Matthews, my gosh.
Yes, like I said, I like Kyle Matthews. I'm keeping Kyle Matthews.
You're keeping
I'm
Kyle.
changing my pick now.
I'm going with Paul Jordan.
Okay.
So now, if you notice with this, we're split, and we're never split like when it comes to Raw stuff and when it comes to any wrestling pay-per-views. We're never split.
Right.
With this, we're actually split, which I enjoy that. Let's have some difference. You don't have any difference with WWE.
No, you pretty much know how I was going to go. Okay, next match.
Cameron Frost taking on Cyrus LeVay.
I believe, like we said last week, I haven't changed. I think Cameron's going to pick up
Cameron Frost. I think I'm going Cameron Frost.
Our next one is the big main event, the 6-man tag match.
It's going to be big.
Dr. Tom Pritchard, Waylon Barley, and Mr. Olympia Jerry Stubbs.
The original Mr. Olympia.
Taking on Bullet Bob Armstrong, Steve Armstrong, and a mystery opponent.
Yes.
Mystery partner, excuse me. And you think it may be Steve's son? It could be.
It could possibly be Steve's son. He is wrestling, and so I could see it happening.
I was watching some Clash of the Champions the other day. It could be Tracy Smothers. Because Steve and Tracy were the wild-eyed Southern boys.
They were the Southern boys.
In WCW, so it could be Tracy Smothers.
That is true. And I did see a post from Justin Overstreet said about this event. Said, "You give me Tracy Smothers and I'll be a happy man." So you know what? I mean, even though he's worker on the card and he's getting paid to do that, you know what? He's still excited about the event and he's hoping it's Tracy Smothers. So you know what? You might be right about that.
It could be somebody who
could be someone already on the card.
Already on the card. It could be, it's like you said, Steve's son. It could be Tracy Smothers. It could be anybody from Continental.
Because it is a continental battle.
Yes.
It's a continental reunion battle. And Tom Pritchard and Mr. Olympia and both those Armstrongs have had a huge history.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
With Continental.
Yes, they did.
Waylon Barley wasn't around then.
No.
But I guess he has that kind of continental attitude.
And also it could be somebody who's been taking on Waylon Barley and some other place.
That's true.
So,
but I'm kind of excited now that you said Tracy Smothers.
Could be.
Now you're making me think. I kind of like that. That's kind of
up next, we got the top 10 countdown from W Network. Memorable debuts.
Yes.
And you're going to be, okay, when you think of memorable debuts, what comes to mind? What memorable debut do you remember?
Let's see. If it was me, I would probably say Nash and Hall coming to the WCW.
That's a good one. With me, it was Y2J, Chris Jericho. The countdown clock, you didn't know who it was, and when Jericho showed up, the roof came off the building.
Yeah.
But let's go down their list
Lord, here we go.
See. At number 10, we had the Outsiders.
Okay.
Coming in WCW, which I believe is a little high. I'm kind of surprised by that.
It's
being
a
up
little
there.
high.
Next, you had Mankind debuting in the WWF, which they gave nice little promos and stuff and coming in. Rey Mysterio, I said, okay, Rey.
Into WCW or WWE?
No, into WWE.
Okay.
Yes. Few of the wrestlers they talked to were kind of happy with, say, when he blasted out of the stage on SmackDown, it's like, ooh, that's something different. Rey Mysterio. What about Paul White coming out of the ring and helping Vince?
Yeah.
And also costing Vince.
Yep.
There's a lot more than, I think a lot more people would make the list than Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. And the next person,
You had Santino coming out of the crowd and beating Umaga, thanks to Lashley.
Horrible.
You had Brock Lesnar showing up.
I mean, pretty memorable.
He showed up during a hardcore match.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman said, who do you want to beat up? He said all three. Because it was Al Snow, Spike Dudley, and Maven.
Nice.
And he beat all three of them.
And you see where they're at now.
Kane showing up. That was a memorable one.
Kane
showing up. When Paul Bearer plugged over weeks and weeks and weeks. Kane's coming. Right. And he finally shows up and goes inside the Hell in a Cell and Tombstone's the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Number 4, The Rock, debuting at Survivor Series with his weird hair and crazy outfit.
I don't think it was that memorable. I think it was kind of lackluster and stuff he's done after he turned heel.
But what they were going by is he come in, never wrestled in the WWE, come in, Survivor Series, won the whole thing.
He did win the whole thing, but I don't think it was that memorable, but all right.
Number 3 is Chris Jericho.
There you go. That's the one.
They had the countdown clock. You saw the clock ticking down. Hours, minutes, days, year, and finally when it come down, and who was he up against? The Rock. Number 2, The Undertaker at Survivor Series. Teddy DiBiase. Yes, I think it was, yes. Teddy DiBiase.
Brother
Love
brought him in.
Brother Love brought him in.
Speaking of Tom.
But Ted and DiBiase, money.
That's right.
And number 1.
I don't agree.
Thank you.
Don't agree.
Me neither.
He came in.
I don't care how much they plug it, how much they showed it, how much the WWE wrestler said it was wonderful. Undertaker, Jericho,
both of them.
Rock, Kane should be down or number 1.
John Cena, which I just gave it away, but John Cena's number 1. He should have been like number 5. I see Undertaker or Jericho being number 1.
They show Vince having wrestlers in the ring, talking about ruthless aggression. And then Kurt Angle on SmackDown calling out anybody, and here comes John Cena in his little bitty biker shorts that match his knee pads and match his boots and his hair, all weird.
He didn't even have the gimmick yet that he was supposed to be using. And all he did was slap the mess out of him, and then they had a match. And I mean,
he lost, yes.
Yes, he lost. It's not that
then
memorable.
They showed him in the back getting a handshake from Undertaker. But yeah, I did not agree with that at all. You're telling me people who voted, they voted John Cena's?
And the funny thing was, they didn't even have the vote of confidence on John Cena when he first came in. They never envisioned, Vince never had an envision for him to be where he's at now. He did that by working hard by himself.
Yeah.
He put himself in that position. So I don't really agree with that.
I don't either.
Jericho or Undertaker should have been number 1.
We'll be back, folks, for part 3, where we're going to talk about extra stuff, just whatever. Hey, we're going to talk about John Cena and his 9-10 last man standing matches he had, and a few other news we had. So we'll be back shortly for part 3 of episode 12 of Top Rope Reality.